paddy works on the railway. In 1842 from Hartlepool I moved to Crewe, found myself a job to do, working on the railway.
Hiya, welcome back to the workshop. Now I'm sure you've all either seen or probably even cut your own ribbon finials in the past. I like doing finials. As you can see, I've got a little collection up here. I like just cutting different shapes, and it's a good way of using it from scraps. And if I make something, I can then try different shaped finials in it and then make a finial to suit it based on some knowledge as opposed to guesswork. But anyway, I like making finials. Ribbon finials are slightly different, and I'm sure you've all made one or seen them made and understand the process. But I'm going to go through it anyway, because you're here, I'm here, why not? So I've started off, bit of beech, square stock, made a tenon, and taken it down to a lot bigger than I want it to be. I like to do it this way because I like, when I'm drilling my hole, to have lots of support here, and I'll take it down to the hole. So it's only thin when I want it to be thin. I know that I want to drill in this deep because that's the spiral I'm looking for. I know that because I've done it before. Lathe is on slow, or slowish, about 400 RPM. And I just drill with a force of it. This is a 12mm.
Hi all, Arthur the AI here. Have you missed me? That fool Pete forgot to do this, but you should sand the inside of this hole to finish grit while it is still a big chunk of wood on the lathe.
Now, untypically, I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to extend my hole with a 6mm drill bit. The reason for that will come clear later on. I haven't got to mark the drill bit because the depth I've gone is to the end of these flutes, and I just want to go a little bit further. I can just slide that in. Job done. Okay, so I have a line here where the bottom of my drilled hole is. I want to come below that line. I'm going to allow my tool rest because that's no good at all. Now I want this to be about 14mm. So I'll set my calipers to 15mm. That's give them a bit of working space when I've finished. Come back up again with that. And reach for the trusty skew. So now I've got a 2mm wall thickness. I'm 6mm beyond the end of the hole here. Don't know what shape I'm going to do on the bottom. I normally do like a ball and then go from there, but I'm not going to do that on this one. Got to do that on the last one. Which I also filmed, by the way, but the film didn't work. didn't save the file properly, so it got corrupted. Yeah, I'm just going to go through a cove, I think. I'm going to reach for the spindle gouge. I could do this with a skew. It's not a steep cove. Then we start marking up for our spiral. Now you could measure this. I'm not going to. Roughly divide it into half, and I divide each of those into a half. And then putting your tool rest bang on center. Divide it, well, I'll show you. Divide it into 4. Now again, you can use an indexing system and get it accurate. I'm not sure it's overly necessary. So draw a line at the halfway mark, turn that to what looks like perfectly upright. Do another one. They're not quite right, but they're close enough. Then we want to mark where we're going to cut. So we're going to start here and here. And that one's going to go to there. And that one's going to go to there. Right, there's some scribbled lines, but it doesn't matter. A fine blade saw. This is actually a flush cut saw for cutting dowels or dovetails or whatever to flush cut. But it works the same as a Japanese saw as a pull cut. But that's irrelevant, really. So all we've got to do is follow the line. So just taking a round file, following the direction of the spiral, we'll just eat into the bottom of that cove there. So that one flows into the other. And I've carefully removed the pencil lines with some 400 grit off the outside. And just give it a little touch up. I want a tiny little bead here. I say tiny. I want a bead here, not a big one. It's quite delicate on the end here, so turning the lathe off at this point is a good plan to move the tool rest. So I'm going to take the corner off. Smaller skew because the chuck's in the way. Take that corner off and blend it into the cove. I'm going to paint this, so I'm not going to take my tenon all the way down just at the moment because it gives me the opportunity to paint it and then cut it clean. But I will take that down to 6mm eventually, because that's what I do. This is going to go with Rust-Oleum metallic copper, bright copper. Because I haven't used it on finial yet. I'm not really happy with this one. This is going to the fire pit, but we'll do it anyway. Back in the video in 3, 2, 1, go. As I said, I'm not happy with the cut on this one. This curve isn't doing it for me. So, for demonstration purposes, a single heavy coat of paint, where it should be several light coats. I always undercut every finial I do. That allows for me to be a little bit sloppy on the glue or the connecting piece, and it will hide it in there. And I always size my tenons for finials at 6mm, unless I don't. If I've got a reason not to, I'll do something different, but as a general rule, a 6mm spanner, size it to that. But it's a wrench in American. And then I can, I said I like to try different finials in different things and see what works. If they're all the same size, then I know it's going to work. I think the paint's mostly dry, so we'll just go for it. So that's part one done. Right, part two. I want it to be 11 mil at the widest point, so I've sized it to 12, allowing me some finishing off space. This is African blackwood. Rather nice. It's got a little bit of sapwood there, which is going to become off. But it gives a nice contrast if you can keep them together. But in this piece, it's not the way I'm working. I go with my little skew on this because it's a little piece. Keeping my cuts small because it's not a great connection in the chuck. Excuse me while I sharpen my skew. That's better. I damaged the point on it. Don't know quite how, but I did. That's the simple shape I want, but measuring that, I'm about a mil too big, so it needs to come down a little bit more and maintain its shape. Same thing. 6mm. Size with a spanner. Doesn't really show up, does it? Zoom that up on editing. Right. Apologies to Rob. I can't start with 40 grit. So we'll start with a bit of 400 instead. Just a bit of a sand. Touch up that edge because I messed it up. Lightly into there. Sanding done. Just need to polish that up and part it off. So that's it. A simple ribbon, painted copper. You can just about see it there. Hopefully I can get a picture that will show that better. A little blackwood finial in the middle of it. I said copper could be better because it needs to be put on in light coats. I just slapped it on there for colour. But I didn't like the way it was cut. It didn't look right to me. It's the bottom part underneath the ribbons, just no. So I got my finger over it so you can't see it, which is a good plan. But yeah, finial in a finial. Simple project. Two simple projects put together. Thanks for watching. I will put some photos of this. I'll try and get a photo that shows it clearly. I'm not going to glue this particular one into here because I'm not happy with the outside part, so I'll make a new ribbon. And please subscribe if you haven't and hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed yourself.